Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Mark. I've been a professional artist for 5 years, mainly working in the tabletop role-playing games industry. In this tutorial, I'm going to be creating a skull using traditional methods and then adding some final details and extra polish in Photoshop. So let's get started. So using the Loomis method, I've got my construction lines, got my basic circle, and then just working out the eye level of the skull. Starting off like as light as possible with the pencil, kind of like, as I said, with when you're sculpting. Did I say that? I can't remember. But when you're sculpting, you just slowly start working the clay until it starts to make sense. This is the same with a pencil. You're starting off quite light, and then as you can see right now, as I'm more confident with the way the shape is, the way it's looking, pressing a bit harder, getting those thicker, more confident lines. Yeah, just going around the edge of the eye sockets there, making sure the cranium part of the skull is accurate to the reference. And yeah, just sketching in a few little details here and there. This is the part where so my sharpener didn't work properly, as you can see on the video. I kept sharpening the pencil and then the bloody lead kept breaking, so I had to keep resharpening it. Lead broke again, and then all the sharpenings just dropped all over my paper and it made a mess, and it was really annoying. So yeah, still drawing the skull there, just starting to build up the detail a little bit more, and yeah, moving on to watercolour in a second. Okay, so starting the watercolour. So I've just mixed in some like orange colour, lots of water onto the paper. So very light pigment of colour. So we just kind of, if you allow the paper to be wet, then you can add some of the colour and then it spreads and it almost gives you like automatic shading work. It's brilliant. Yeah, so I've already filled in the eye sockets with some dark values. Throwing in just some different shades, like I'm just mixing up on the palette, like some oranges, some browns, adding a bit of white, bit of black, bit of red to it. Just it's one thing I've learned when you're using paint, just keep adding subtle hints of different colours. Don't like stick it just to one, unless you're doing a monochromatic painting. You want to throw in as many different colours as possible. So, but yeah, again using a lot of water. There, I just chucked in some green there, but just tiny bit of green, lots of water, and then when you put it on the paper, it spreads out kind of automatically and gives you these cool effects. So yeah, it's my first real time using watercolors lately, and I'm really enjoying them. Like, you can just get some really nice effects. Sometimes, as you just saw there, smudge it with the finger, just play around with the brush, just get some nice shapes. Yeah, so every now and then I'm adding a bit of thicker paint just to some much more darker areas, maybe some little cracks in the skull, little details here and there. And yeah, just working in the paint. Now, I made a decision. I was going to make the background black because obviously white on white, the skull was kind of like a whitish colour. On white paper, I wanted to make the background darker so it would pop out a little bit more. So just doing that now, filling in the background. So I'll catch up when I put it into Photoshop. Okay, right about now, I'm almost done with the painting. Little signature on there, and now taking a photo of it and then uploading it onto my computer and then putting it in Photoshop. So we're in Photoshop now. What I'm using there is the liquify tool, just to push around. Again, kind of like sculpting with liquify, you can push around the overall shape. So you can push the eye up a little bit there, move the nose about. So here, again, I'm just adding more paint. I've got like a brush that simulates like a rough bristle brush. Just adding some different tones and values and little details using the paint. What I wanted to do, if you look on the top left, I wanted to really bring out that the side light of the side of the skull there, and then again the other side, like you just saw, just to bring out that three-dimensionality a little bit more, bringing that realism. Here I did experiment with having like a light from underneath, a red light, and then decided to get rid of that because it wasn't working at all. So Glad I changed my mind there, because it wasn't really looking that good, to be honest. And again, just blending some nice soft edges within the eye cavity, and then blending it out into a brown colour. Adding some little scratches. This mainly just adding. I'm already using the colour and the value, the paint that I've already established in the watercolour phase. Just colour picking from there and just building up the detail, adding some little cracks and stuff. Yeah, here this is the kind of texture phase. I'm adding some little splats and cracks and other details, just to bring up the realism, make it look a little bit nicer, a little bit sharper. And yeah, it's a good process. Blending some bits here and there, getting those soft edges, redefining the edges so they pop out more. And yeah, that's about it. Almost finished. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.